Hey everybody, it's Monday, so it's time for the Monday motivation message. This has been one heck of a week, hasn't it? The week past. It's really unprecedented what we are going through as a nation and as a world. It's something that none of us have seen before, and I think we all sort of feel like every day we're not really sure what's going to come at us next. I have gone through so many ups and downs in the last week related to businesses and how I feel about what's happening with the restrictions and what's happening to small business. And I'm going to talk about that tomorrow on my podcast. I'm actually going to relate it to going through stages of grief. Not that in any way we would ever equivocate all the loss of economy and business to actually losing a dear, loved one, but there are some similarities from an emotional standpoint and a reaction standpoint. So I'll talk about that tomorrow on the podcast that comes out tomorrow morning. But today I just wanted to share with you something that struck me last night. I sat down to watch The Greatest Showman last night, one of my favorite movies. When that movie came out, those of you that know me or knew me then, you may have known I talked about the fact that I saw it like 8 times in the theater, which I just don't go to movies that much, but I was so enamored with this movie. And there was something about it for me that just really connected with me. I think a lot of people felt that way. But last night I'm watching this and, it was a good time to watch it because the story, albeit a lot of it is fictionalized. So we're not going to, pretend that P.T. Barnum lived exactly that life. But regardless, the story is inspirational because he pushes through with ideas that he has, and he pushes through ridicule, and he pushes through basically coming from nothing to build a very successful business. But at one point, he loses sight of what's important, and he loses sight of his core values, and he ends up almost losing everything, right? And then he has a shift. He has a shift in his values. He has a shift in his mindset. He has a shift in what he decides is worth pursuing and what's important to him, and he shifts his priorities. And when he does that, it's like clarity comes in and good decision making comes in, and he sees a path and a way to rebuild and changes his business in a way that alters the course of the entertainment industry at that time for over 100 years. He comes up with a new way to deliver what he does and deliver his business in a way that sticks for a very long time and is extremely successful. And if you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So, it's the age-old man comes to the end of himself, man looks at his priorities, man switches and then, actually turns things around in his life and all of that. And it's great and it's inspirational. But what I thought was so interesting is this quote from the movie where he says, "Comfort is the enemy of progress." And I thought, wow, that is just so apropos right now, because the way I'm looking at what's happening to us is realizing that we are losing a lot of our comforts. Now, I'm not saying that's like we're becoming a third world country and necessarily losing physical comforts, although I guess in some ways we are, but the comforts of the life that we knew, the comfort of the business that we had and the money that came through that business, the comfort of a paycheck. In some cases, people don't have that anymore. The comfort of, being well and knowing that you're well and you're safe. And some people don't have that sense anymore. The comfort of being able to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it. All the things and the liberties that we're losing as a necessity through this whole process. So comfort is the enemy of progress. So what does that mean about where we are right now? I really feel strongly that we need to look at that and say, what progress can we make during this time? I don't know how long we're going to be in this lockdown or what it's going to look like. But I do know that I have come to the point where I realize that if I don't use this time to progress in my life, then it's a lost opportunity. I believe when we come out of this that the world will never be the same. And I don't say that in a depressive way. I say that in a way to understand that we have to change with it, that this will be a new normal. What is that new normal? I'm not sure. But what I do understand is out of any pressure and any kind of challenge comes great opportunity if you choose to take it. So this is not a message just for business owners. This is for all of us to look at different areas of our life where we can progress where we hadn't before and we didn't even realize it. Whether it be in our businesses, in our career, in our jobs, in our parenting, in our relationships, in our friendships, in our spiritual life? Where do we need to progress? Because or progress, let me say it that way, because comfort is the enemy of progress, right? We get comfortable in what we're doing, and so we don't feel the need to make changes. We don't feel the need to push ourselves. Well, the time is now. I was saying to my kids last night, you guys got to look at this as a chance to create new habits, as a chance to create new interests, as a chance to step up in the area of disciplining yourself, and all the things that maybe you hadn't done before because you got too comfortable. So let's look at our lives during this period and say, where can we look, and progress? Where can we look at different areas that maybe had become stale? And how do we step up? I can tell you right now, in the business world, those small businesses that figure out how to recalibrate in all of this will come out stronger. Those restaurants who, God bless them, are trying to survive, they, as a result of being aggressive about trying to, maintain some sense of business in the restrictions, they will have new customers who they never had before as a result. I do believe there's going to be a bounce back for those that are prepared to reinvent themselves to the degree that they see that they need to progress in certain areas, that they have been stale, that they have been comfortable. So let's remember that comfort is the enemy of progress. This is your chance. Don't just sit on the couch watching Netflix. Don't just be upset about everything that's happening. It's definitely a time where I would say righteous anger is okay. I have some of that, and a little righteous anger towards those in power if they're not doing things to help the people who really, really need the help right now. And I am a huge advocate for small business because of that. So I maintain that pressure and that focus. But don't just sit around taking what's coming at you. Be ahead of it. Be in a position where you decide to proactively change the areas of your life where you have gotten too comfortable, and you will come out of this stronger, and you will come out of this a new person. Your career will be strengthened, your business will be strengthened, your kids, your family life, your relationships, whatever it is. Even from a physical standpoint, do you need to change your diet right now? Do you need to look at being more healthy, and how do you do that? I understand the gyms are closed, but there are creative ways that you can do things to exercise. This is all pushing us to come up with solutions. Comfort is the enemy of progress. We are not comfortable right now. Use it to your advantage. That is my message to you, and I hope that motivates you, because I can tell you it motivates me. I want to apply that concept to every area of my life. This is an opportunity for us to get better. Guys, have a great week. Take what comes as you can. Do your best, but look for these opportunities to encourage others and encourage yourself to step up and be that person that you weren't quite yet, to step up and make those changes in your life that can make all the difference once things get back to normal, which, by the way, will never be the same as it used to be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have to be amazing. Prepare yourself for it now. This is the time to do that. We will see you guys online. Don't forget about the podcast tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern. And by the way, Mindset Reset is going to be even better now. It got rescheduled, obviously, from March 28th to June 6th. This is the time and the season to do this kind of work on your mindset. You will be so far ahead of the game if you can do it. This is the time now. Don't pull back. Move forward. Press forward into the life that God has for you. And you've got to do the work to get there. I will see you guys online. Have a great week. Stay strong, stay positive, and do the work. Talk to you soon.